everybody, and welcome to a Slice of Gaming podcast for January 30th, 2026. I'm your host, the Uncharted Wolf, and I am joined today by three very special people as we're going to talk all about Nintendo, their 2026, our predictions, set them in stone, and laugh at them in 1 year time. First and foremost, let me introduce my man, Bench. How you doing, Bench?
I am ready to talk about Nintendo, my goats.
Now, Bench, you were on for PlayStation. You're going to be on for
I was.
Nintendo. You're probably going to also be on for third party. That means other than me, you're going to be on almost every prediction special outside of Xbox. So that's very
I
funny.
probably didn't miss much.
Oh yeah, no, not much at all. I'm also joined by my main man Jack,
Hello, thank you for having me on.
and I'm also joined by my other main man Jat.
It's a great week to be a Nintendo fan. I'm not sure what this complaining about. We got 2 directs this week.
True.
In most
about to
weeks,
have
we
another.
don't get one.
We're about to get another one. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's true.
I was thinking about this. Jack Jat is very similar. I almost have trouble. It's like I gotta really pronounce like the CK in Jack to make sure that Jat doesn't think I'm talking to him. So I'm wondering, it's like, is there another way to handle this? And do you want me to give you the government name Jack EG? Or should I? You guys think you'll be fine?
I think we'll manage.
You'll
Yeah.
manage? Okay. Respect to that. Well, if you guys want to find us, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever your favorite podcast platform is. We're probably on it. Like the podcast, helps us out a ton, and review us on Apple Podcasts. Really, really helps us out there. And also, check us out on Twitter and Blue Sky at A Slice of Gaming. But with that, I think we're ready to move right into it. You know what's funny? I was thinking about this in the PlayStation episode, Bench. If you remember, there was a lot of Xbox news. So now we're on the Nintendo episode. There's actually a lot of Nintendo news. So for once, it's like it actually worked out. First and foremost, sad news, at least to me. Andy Robinson from BGC has this. A Nintendo Direct is reportedly coming next week. Dedicated to partner games. That's according to Nate the Hate and Game Explain, who claim a Nintendo partner direct will take place on Thursday, February 5th. This matches what VGC has heard from our own sources. Partner Direct is Nintendo's digital showcase for third-party titles scheduled for release on Switch and Switch 2, rather than games Nintendo currently has in development at its own studios. Now, they actually put into something very interesting here. Nintendo held a partner direct last July, which featured games like Final Fantasy Tactics, Monster Hunter Stories 3, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, Star Wars Outlaws, Octopath Traveler 0, and more. So I think that's an interesting sense. So it's like, it's just specifically third-party partners. Nintendo IP can still show up in these things. So that's a very interesting kind of wrinkle to add into this. But yeah, a little disappointing that the February direct that we always expect every single year, that I think has pretty much happened every year for like the last 5 or so years, like ever since COVID at least. It's seemingly not happening. Now, Bench, you were talking. You were like, wait, no, it could happen. There could be another main direct after this one.
Yeah, I did see that Nate said probably not, so I'm not gonna put all my eggs in that basket. And originally I was kind of very gutted about no proper Nintendo Direct this February. But as I looked at the last partner direct, which I think was pretty easily their best one, I think it was a really good show of those games. All those games were good games. So, and then I also think specifically there's a lot more partner games to be interested in. I definitely think we're going to see a good amount of ports, but you have things like the Duskbloods, which could show up, and also something that obviously it's very niche, but I care about is the rumored Kyoto Xanadu from Falcom, which would be one of their next games that is rumored to maybe be first half this year. So seeing games, I think with partner directs, you're seeing games that are normally have a pretty quick turnaround. Maybe we see, I'd actually bet we'd see the Adventures of Elliot again, kind of probably get a date for that. So there's things to look forward to, even if it is still disappointing.
Yeah, I think the real disappointment is that this is basically taking the place of a general direct when we are on the first year of this console. Like we just got this console, and I was thinking about this. And Jack, I know you are a lot lower on the Switch 2 first year, and I personally thinking back, I'm like, outside of the first 2 months, it felt like a normal Switch year. And I was thinking about why does it feel like that? Because it felt like the Switch 1 had such an insane first year. And it's like, oh, well, they're bringing out a new console. They're going to want to bring in the heavy guns. And they only really treated it like a Nintendo Switch 2, like the launch of a new console for the first 2 months with like Bonanza and Mario Kart, and then it was like business as usual. And then I thought about it more, and it's like, oh, because Switch 1, they had something to prove. Like they had to prove it's like, yeah, we're still Nintendo. We still make 10 out of 10 games. Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Xenoblade 2, I think was one of them. ARMS, that's another 10.
Oh, yes.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Let's go.
Splatoon 2. They had an insane first year, and it's like, oh, because like the Wii U and less so the 3DS, but still, they were washes for Nintendo, and people were doubting their ability to make games, make consoles. So they had to come out. It's like, no, we can still do this stuff. We're not completely out of it. With the Switch 2, it's like, nah, you know what we can do. It's like, and they treated it like, hey, here's Mario Kart, here's Bonanza, these big like Switch 2 tentpole titles. And then it's like business as usual. We're just going to treat this like a normal holiday. Here's the Pokemon game. Here's like an experimental Kirby Air Riders. Here's a disappointing Metroid Prime sequel. Stuff like that. And it's like, I guess it's like my expectations are more square now, and I understand what's going to come out of this company. And it's less exciting. I would want the big tentpole releases for them to really treat it like a new console. But it's also like Nintendo's going to Nintendo, and I think they kind of realize it's like, well, we don't have anything to prove. We'll release games at a steady cadence, more than both Xbox and Sony. I can at least give them that. They release way more titles at a more steady cadence. It's just, at this point, you kind of got to understand, it's like, well, they're not going to release like a 10 out of 10 every month. They're just going to release a lot of cool games every 1 or 2 months, and you're going to get a steady cadence at the very least.
Yeah, I definitely can see that, but I will say, looking back on 2025, is specifically, it had my game of the year from Nintendo. So I personally just look back and see that, and I was pretty happy with the first year.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great game. I don't think there's anything outright wrong with 2025. I don't think it was an awful year. It's just, it didn't feel like a Switch 2 launch year. That's kind of how
That's fair.
And I think in terms of announcement, I think in terms of announcements, that probably holds it down a bit, because they missed the June Direct as well. So the first 12 months, we've missed 2 general directs that we would normally get, 2 of them being partner showcases. It just kind of all the years, to miss 2, it does seem a bit weird that it is the launch year of the Switch. I know we got a September Direct, but we've only had 1 general direct since the Switch 2 launched.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a weird vibe.
Yeah. Here's one thing I will bring up, because it's been kind of weird where like the Switch, if you remember the Switch launch, we had that big live presentation, that whole blowout, and then the Switch came in spring, right? And then we had a direct after that that really showed like what the Switch is going to be. So they follow a very similar pattern, where we had the Switch 2 Direct in April, came out in June, and September was our first proper Switch showcase. And I'm thinking about, I think because they did a Switch 1 Direct last year in March, I think they're gonna go towards that and do something in March. And another prediction I have, or I guess we'll talk more about this later, but I feel like the partner direct isn't going to be the only direct in February.
I hope so, Jack. I hope that's the case. I think it's just that case of like, Nintendo's just not needing to prove anything to anyone, and it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and say oh, my Switch is collecting dust. I got nothing to play. I'm like, I'm fine. I got more than enough to play. To me, it's like, I don't know about how y'all feel about it. It's my exclusive machine. I'll play it when there's an exclusive. When there's not, I'll play it for Tetris or some NSO title, but that's about it. I mostly use my PS5 for everything else. And I'm fine with that. I don't care. I bought this thing for exclusives. I'm going to play exclusives on it.
And I suppose the thing there is, in terms of exclusives, we don't, we've got Mario Tennis next month. Okay. And we've got Pokopia the month after. And then we've got Tomodachi Life, which granted looks amazing, but it is cross-gen.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we don't have any exclusives dated. I think if we had something dated, then this wouldn't rub us the wrong way as much. But considering the fact it's maybe we get a trailer and they put Yoshi in May, and then maybe we get a specific direct for a June game, and then we get the normal June direct. But it's still a bit I don't know, just in terms of the currently dated lineup, there is nothing that exciting, I don't think.
You think they wait till June for the next general direct?
I think we get a game specific. I think they drop a trailer on Nintendo today for a May game, and then we get a trailer specific for a June game, and then we wait until June to actually get a direct.
It's just, I don't know. It's frustrating because I'm like, my thing is, I'm a fan of like, let me know when you're gonna show up. And like, I feel like Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft have all figured that out. Where, hey, Sony, we'll see you in February, we'll see you in May, we'll see you in September. Nintendo, we'll see you in February, we'll see you in June, we'll see you in September. Microsoft, we'll see you in January, we'll see you in June. Like, there was just a very clear cadence. But Nintendo's so annoying where it's like, actually, you know what? This year we'll skip it. And it's like, I don't know why. It's at that point, it's like, I get if you don't have anything to show, then yeah, maybe don't show up. But also, how do you not have anything to show? And I understand Nintendo loves this thing of, hey, we'll show you the game, and then it comes out 3 months later. You don't need to do that. I'm sorry. I'm of the case where it's just like, hey, if you have a Luigi's Mansion 4 trailer, show it now. Like, I don't need to be like, oh, I play it in 3 months. Like, give me like, oh, this is something exciting for the year. Like, I'm ready for it by the end of this year. And I think by the end of this year, we're going to all like look dumb. It's like, damn, we've been complaining all this time. And it's like, there was a lot of great stuff this year. But it's just, I'm kind of tired of this whole like rigmarole with Nintendo. I'm just like, reveal what your year plans are. Don't wait till like it's 3 months out because it just feels unneeded at this point.
Yeah, and I think I like some of their current lineup. Like if we look at it, if you'd asked me like last week, do I think many of them are out by June? I would have said most of them, because I thought they would have been dated in the February Direct. But now that we're not going to get one, it's like, oh, I guess all these games that could have been exciting for the Switch 2 are now later in the year, and we have to wait a bit longer, which is fine. But
yeah,
you know, it just, again, it's the whole first year of the Switch 2, and it's like we do have as exciting you would hope.
It feels weird that it's like when we get to June and we're gonna go like, oh, how was our first year with the Switch 2? Our thoughts are, wow, well, the first 2 months were really exciting, and then we got to 2026, and there was a lot of Switch 1 games. And there's like Tomodachi Life and Rhythm Heaven. It's like great games.
Let's go.
Clearly, like, yeah, obviously, I mean, like Tomodachi Life looks great, and I think it's going to be the same case with Rhythm Heaven. But it's also like, damn, like you guys, I feel like you guys forgot you launched a console. But yeah, I mean, I do all this complaining, and then I'm gonna get a big first party exclusive like a Luigi's Mansion 4 or something. I'm like, oh, never mind, Nintendo the GOAT. I don't know. I complain because I love. That's how I feel.
Exactly.
That's not the same case with Xbox. I complain because I hate. Anyways, let's move into our next story. Speaking of Tomodachi Life, we had the Tomodachi Life Living the Dream Direct. Wario 64 put up just the date, which is on April 16th, 2026. They had a big direct showing this thing off. I know you guys all watched it. I watched it. Looks very cute. Looks like a ton of fun. Not my thing, but I'm very interested to hear y'all's thoughts. I know you're all very interested in this one.
Yeah.
You can go, Jack.
No, I was just gonna say that I think that this is the kind of game just kind of long where I don't want to really use my brain. It's very similar to like Sims or Animal Crossing type of like that social sim game, and I just want like just this game to really like what do you call it, like it's just a very much a brain rot game is how I describe it, and honestly I'm here for it. I love the 3DS one. It's like really silly. It's just coming up with these like scenarios of these Miis, and yeah, shout out to Nintendo for just making a sequel to it, because like it did really capture that niche, and it did surprisingly really well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
But yeah, Tomodachi Life on 3DS was part of like a core Nintendo childhood game for me, and obviously more like early childhood game that I hold closely, especially when looking back on the 3DS in specific. And I only skimmed this direct mainly because from what I was getting while watching it, there's like, this is more Tomodachi Life, which is what I wanted, just on a bigger scale.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Jack? How you feeling?
Well, right now I'm feeling dreadful because Ben just said an early childhood game was 2013. But in terms of the direct, Yeah, me and Jack watched the UK Direct, which was different from the US Direct, which was amazing.
Yeah, it's really
We got
cool.
different cast of characters in the Japanese, European, and US Direct. It's great. Anyway, yeah. Basically what Dad said. It just looks wild. It just looks like it's funny. There's just moments that are completely off the wall. This is far more appealing to me than something like Animal Crossing, which I get that Animal Crossing is definitely the bigger game. This is just more. It's just more funny. And I think that's what I need in a game like this. I just need some wild scenarios. And yeah, and their marketing for Tomodachi Life, this whole since they revealed it, has been fantastic in my opinion. Or every single one of the trailers has made me laugh. So yeah, I like this.
Yeah, no, I respect it. This is a really funny game. This is a game I definitely want to watch streams of. I feel like a lot of streamers are gonna have a lot of fun. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, there's gonna be an Epstein Island. Just telling that right now. Someone's gonna make it.
Oh god.
I did see, and you guys could fill me in better on this. Issue like they're gonna restrict sharing content in regards to this game.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
Yikes.
you would think they would love all the free marketing that they'd get from it being all over social media, but no, this is Nintendo. This is the same company that didn't let YouTubers post footage of their games with a ball getting paid for it. So yeah, it's wild, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will say they haven't said anything about a Switch 2 free update for it.
Yeah,
they've just
but
we can expect it. Oh, sorry.
I mean, from what they shows, it looks like it's running at a clean, at least 1080 resolution with no problems. I don't see any visual issues from what they've shown.
Yeah, I went on the pre-order page earlier, and they don't even have a Nintendo Switch 2 SKU. It is just the Switch 1 edition. So maybe it gets a patch on Switch 2, and maybe that's what they've been showing us. But
most likely,
they certainly haven't advertised it that way. They've just said Switch 1.
It is $60, so that's why it's what kind of denotes it as a Switch 1 game.
And I'm good with that. I don't want to pay $10 for a prop upgrade for Tomodachi Life.
No, me neither.
Yeah, I don't think a Switch 2 is going to do anything crazy for this game. It makes sense for Switch 1 and 2.
Again, a patch would be nice, just so it'd run slightly better if need be. But if Bench is right and that it was actually running on the Switch 1, then that's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Let's move into our next story. So this is a weird one. I literally just saw a tweet about the update to this. But Stealth 40K, have you guys been following this whole dispatch censorship controversy for Switch?
I have.
Very weird situation. So Stealth 40K puts out this tweet in regards. So the start of this was that dispatch came out on Switch and it was censored. And there wasn't a censorship filter. It was all censored on all of them. All versions of that game on Switch in regards to nudity, the middle finger, which is very funny, stuff like that. Nintendo puts out a press release. Now, originally, I think Ad Hoc put out a release where it was yeah, it's censored because we need to adhere to content things. Nintendo then puts out a statement. Nintendo provided an official statement on the dispatch censorship controversy. Quote, Nintendo requires all games on its platforms to receive ratings from independent organizations and to meet our established content and platform guidelines. While we inform partners when their titles don't meet our guidelines, Nintendo does not make changes to partner content. We also do not discuss specific content or the criteria used in making these determinations. So Nintendo says, no, we were not the ones who forced the game to be censored on our devices. And then Ad Hoc comes back and it's whoa, we got our own statement. And they posted on their Discord. I have it on my phone here. We've been quiet for the last few days, not because we don't want to address this stuff, but because we're trying to make sure we're being good partners with Nintendo. As Nintendo states, any game that's going to be on this platform needs to meet established content and platform guidelines. This is the key point. Nintendo has content guidelines. Our game didn't meet those guidelines. So we made changes that would allow us to release on their platform. That's what happened here. Honestly, we thought this would be obvious since we're the devs that released a fully uncensored version of the game on other platforms. We initially assumed, like some of you, that because games like Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk are on the platform with similar types of uncensored mature content, Dispatch would be allowed to do the same. During the porting process, it became clear that was not the case, so we asked that we include a disclaimer on the storefront to inform customers that content would be different on other platforms. We worked with Nintendo to get storefront language approved. And then it kind of goes on from there. But their big thing was that they effectively said that, no, when we were trying to submit it, it didn't work out, so we had to censor it. Nintendo is saying the opposite, that they were the ones who censored it. They had no involvement. So it quite literally is a he said, she said situation. Either way, censorship fucking sucks. So whoever's fault it is, I don't like it. And I was thinking about this. I'm like, okay, why would it be censored on Switch? And then there was the case of Zero. You guys know Zero. They're like the ESRB for Japan. And they're very aggressive about nudity and sexual content that will effectively give your game like a Z rating, like the highest rating possible, effectively the 18 plus for them. And they said, and the idea is they didn't want the Z rating, so they went ahead and censored it so that Zero would allow it to be the rating below that. I forget which one it is exactly. That I believe more so. And even then, I don't even know what that is. I don't know if that's the case either. I'm curious what y'all's thoughts on this situation is. Who's in the wrong? Who's in the right? We quite literally do not know. There's not a clear line of communication of what. It's very much a he said, she said, and I hate this type of he said, she said in the games industry because, for the love of God, we're all grown adults. Someone take responsibility.
Yeah, and I definitely think it sucks all around. I do think between it, like the comparisons to Witcher 3 and stuff, it's a stupid reason, but I think it's because it's animated. I think it comes down to it being an animated game, which I think can, I guess, appeal more to kids, but also like hentai and stuff like that. And also, I specifically think maybe this is an assumption, maybe they overcorrected to play it safe, but I've seen some of the clips on the censorship, and I will say for Adhoc, and it's not fair to them because this was seemingly forced upon them. They need to put a little more effort into it. if they're gonna censor the game,
come on, guys.
If you're forced to censor the game, because I think the game is going to hinder sales because of this, but I don't think it'd be nearly as bad had they not just half-assed it the way that they did. There's just completely muted scenes, black bars just over the screen. Like it sucks, especially, but Nintendo is a big enough platform where this game would have had success. But with the half-assed version of the censorship, that it made it stick out, I think, even more than it would have if it was kind of like minor. Not minor in like what it was censoring, but kind of blended into the game, which is a lot of work. But if you're going to get those sales, like at this point, it's not even worth to buy the game on there because they put in no effort. And it's unfair to them, but if they're going to have to censor it, do it the way that's going to work out the best for you selling the game.
My personal issue with this isn't the fact it's censored. I actually don't care, but it's more that they didn't communicate it at all. So people pre-ordered the game assuming that they were getting the exact same version that everyone else got, and they're getting a lesser version. Now, granted, Nintendo is offering refunds if you reach out and request it, because one of my friends did. So, and Nintendo doesn't usually do that. So
yeah, they even mentioned the disclaimer where we absolutely need to take full ownership is the placement of the disclaimer. Again, it was our intent to go out of the way to tell people looking to buy the game the content was censored. While we didn't have complete control of the language, we did have control of the placement. Wires got crossed, and we put the disclaimer in the field literally titled disclaimer instead of the about the game section. We didn't catch this until after the launch when we saw people saying we should have called out the changes on the store page. This is 100% our mistake, and it was fixed in the Americas store page a few hours after launch. But yeah, I mean, that's a great point, Jack, is, hey, listen, if you're going to put out a censored product, at the very least, like, very much outline, this is censored. This is not, like, the actual version of the game. And I was thinking harder about it. This is such a confusing situation for me. Because I learned about something very interesting, Jack, in that Doki Doki Literature Club is a game with a lot of blood. It is censored on PS5 because of Zero, but it's not censored on Switch. So I really don't know what this whole censorship business is, if it really is. That's the thing where, like, I look at something like that and I'm like, is Nintendo the one that, like, said no? Because they also allowed Cyberpunk on the platform. And, like, they even mentioned Cyberpunk in the article or on the response from Adhoc. But it's like they just said, but apparently that didn't work out, and we don't like meet the criteria or whatever. And I'm like, what does that mean? This you guys aren't explaining this, and I understand there's a lot of like NDAs and stuff that you can't talk about, but it's this whole thing of like, I don't understand why it's censored in the first place. It just doesn't make sense to me. There's no real reason for this to be censored with everything else on the storefront.
Yeah,
everyone's just speculating at the moment, and like if you look online, you'll see a lot of journalists speculating that they had to submit it separately for Japan, and they couldn't like. I don't know why they couldn't just release it in Europe and America, and not in Japan, just temporarily while they get it properly submitted. I don't know why that wasn't an option. But like to me, that seems like the best option rather than have to deal with this and have people getting mad at you, especially as an indie studio. People get mad at you, they don't forget. So
yeah,
but again, it's all just speculation. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. Again, it's just like we don't know the full story. I bet by next week we probably will get way more details to understand who to point the blame at. But it was funny how quickly Nintendo responded to this. It's like, no, this was not us. It's like they were annoyed that they were getting thrown stones at them. That's very funny. Let's talk about our next story. Bench, this is your moment.
It is.
Not fully. Let's not get too excited, but this is kind of your moment. PlayStation 6 release date is likely to be delayed longer than forecasts suggest, analyst says. And my VGC article froze up, so I can't read the article. But effectively what happened is a analyst for some type of firm. This is why I wish
MST Financial.
Do you have the article pulled up? Can you read it? Because I can't read it right now. My screen.
David Gibson, senior analyst at MST Financial, posted a report on his insights on Sony Group's performance and likely future decisions via its member company Sandstone Insights Japan. According to Gibson's report, Sony sales in Q3 of its financial year for the entire Sony Group, not just its gaming divisions, are projected to be 1.8 trillion yen, $11 billion, with operating profit at $1 billion. In terms of the games division, Gibson wrote that he believes strong sales of first and third-party software supported the company's third-party performance, and that as a result, its games and network services segment remained strong for the third quarter. As a result, he said its third quarter results are expected to beat market expectations, driven by sales of both in-house and third-party games. Crucially, Gibson also stated that he believes the PlayStation 5 successor isn't likely to release anytime soon, and that previous forecasts on its release window may not be accurate. I think this is a direct quote. Sony expects the PS5's life cycle to be extended, and the PS6's release likely to be delayed longer than many expected, he claimed.
That's it. Effectively, that's the main quote of the day, is right there. Sony expects the PS5's life cycle to be extended, PS6 likely to be delayed longer. So, Bench, I mean, you were saying, hey, I think PS6, like, we're going to find out that PS6 is not coming out next year. It's going to be at least the year after. And if this analyst, now this is just an analyst, it's not like an official word from Sony, but the way I read it is like, it seems like Sony would be fine just taking another year off. And it's like, no, we're not going to release it next year because with this RAM crisis, with this increasing like cost of living and people not wanting to spend money on consumer electronics, we can ride out another year of the PS5. So there you go. Take your victory lap, Bench. Now, maybe not fully lap. We don't know for certain, but...
But I mean, it seems to be like PlayStation 5's at the top of its game, more popular than ever. There's no reason to introduce new hardware for the next couple of years when everything's going well. Yeah,
exactly. Also, my screen fixed itself, so we're good now. What do you think, Jack and Jack? You think PS6 next year still they're gonna kind of try to get this out there no matter what?
I'm with Bench and hold off.
Yeah. Same. I feel like there's still games that we saw years ago that are still not out on this generation. Like, I mean, I like it's coming out this year, right? The Wolverine game, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also, of course, games that leaked with Insomniac, and I think that one other factor that is unfortunately in play now is just affecting all computer parts, and console parts are also included in that. And that's, of course, AI just consuming everything, consuming storage space, consuming RAM. So it's now just they're gonna need more time to like kind of manufacture more, and it's gonna be stupid expensive when it comes out either way.
Yep. Yeah. Which is, listen, that's why it's like, give me. I haven't even had the full potential of the PS5 realized. Like, I'm willing to wait another year. I don't need this console right now. I'm pretty happy with my PS5. It's done more than enough. It has started freezing up lately though, so I'm hoping maybe I might have to get a new model because this is a launch model I've been using. So it's been a while. But
if you buy a new one, do you just go base or pro?
Base. I'm not spending money on the pro. Come on, man. But yeah, but here's the thing, Bench. I will still have the base PS5 stand, and that is 10 times better than the re-release stand. The one that stands on the console.
Mine's horizontal, so
horizontal, vertical. Oh, okay, I got you, dude. I want you to know, I had the absolute brain fart. I was like, which way's horizontal again?
So yeah, I don't use a stand on mine.
That's fair. Let's move on to our next one. This is a quick one just for me. Dragon Ball New Game Project Age 1000 announced, release 2027. Never before seen original character by Akira Toriyama, including more characters, more elements / settings packed in any other Dragon Ball game in the past. In development for 6 to 7 years. Don't make that joke, Jet. I know you want to say something.
I'm gonna give you
with Toriyama's involvement. Official title to be announced soon. I'm really interested in this. Apparently, the big rumor is that this is going to be like an MMO style game, which I'm very curious what that's going to be like. But they have done Dragon Ball MMOs in the past, and they've done one, and I know a lot of people are really into it. Really exciting. I love Dragon Ball, so I'm curious to see more about this. It feels like it's going to be quite a while still, but I mean 2027. It's next year, probably late next year. Very interested. Dragon Ball's doing a lot of cool things right now, so shout out to that.
Yep.
What's up, Jet? Do you have something?
Oh no. Yeah. Like it seems interesting. Dragon Ball definitely something like I'm slowly getting into, but let's call it. I feel like a lot of Dragon Ball games are more fighting ones than any other genre.
Yeah. That's the big thing. I mean, that's Kakarot is really cool because it was like not a fighting game, but even then it was kind of a fighting game. So it's like I would like more like Dragon Ball games that are not just arena fighters, 2D fighters, that type of thing. And it seems like H1000 is that thing. Let's talk about our reviews of the week. First and foremost, Code Vein 2, baby. Released today, actually. 74 on OpenCritic, 6 out of 10 from IGN, 69 out of 100 from PC Gamer, nice. 4 out of 5 from The Gamer, 6 out of 10 from GameSpot. Overall, people are just like, it's okay. I just want to say, Bench thought I was going to buy this game day one. I did not, okay? So don't ever disrespect me like that.
I need you on this game. I need to know if it's worth it.
I'm not playing this game day one.
Ever?
This game will be $20 in 5 months. And
so you will play it this year though.
Oh, 1000% I will play. Not this year. Well, maybe. I don't know. I'm in a Souls-like mode right now, so maybe I will.
I want to hear about one game you've been playing later. So there's one I'm curious about.
We'll see. I also want to shout out Cairn, whatever. 87 on OpenCritic, so the very much the opposite end of the spectrum. 9 out of 10 from IGN, 9 out of 10 from GameSpot, 9.3 from Game Informer. Overall, very high review scores. People are really into this. This from the guys who did Fury. Basically a rock climbing game. Looks really cool. Not my thing specifically, but I am into the vibes that it seems to be giving out of people. Any of y'all interested in checking this out?
Zero interest.
Oh, resounding excitement. All right. not the indie crew. All right. I assembled the Nintendo crew. I feel like there's something Fusion's going to go, oh, yeah, I'm interested in that, and then never play. So shout out to that. Let's move into the big topic of the week. It's our Nintendo predictions. I asked the boys here, write down a bunch of Nintendo predictions. We're going to set them in stone, at least 5 for each of us. And we're going to look back on them next year, see how right we were, see how wrong we were. Now, Jack, you do have the predictions from last time. You outright did not share them with me because you're like, no, I want to see you be surprised too. So let me hear them. Let me see how wrong I was.
Well, let's start with this. So obviously the show we did the Nintendo predictions on, or that you guys did the Nintendo predictions on, was at the start of January last year. So this was before the Switch 2 was even revealed.
Yes.
Now there was a lot of debate on whether what the reveal was going to look like, when it was going to come out. So all of you guessed a date in January. All of you guessed a different date apart from Jat and Moon, who guessed the same, and you were all wrong. It got revealed on the 16th of January, which was, yeah, none of you guessed that.
The 16th of January. Wait, what were we saying?
You said the 14th. Bench said the 15th. Moon and Jat said the 21st.
Okay. Yeah. I think Bench at least deserves a half point being a day off.
Yeah.
Bench did get the closest. This is correct. You specifically, Wolf, said that you thought the Switch 2 would be released in April, and everyone on the call agreed with you. Obviously.
Well, there we go.
Yep.
But
now,
the direct was in April, though, so that was close.
Yeah, in fairness, I was September. So in the Discord, I was saying it's September. It's definitely releasing September, so I was even further off.
Yep.
So then you said Metroid Prime 4 and Pokemon Legends are cross-gen titles with SKUs for both systems. Obviously, there you go. You were correct. You said 3D Mario will launch with a Switch 2.
Did not. Nope. You know what? They separated the teams, buddy. We learned that they separated the teams.
You said Prime 3 will launch in summer, ready for Prime 4 launching in September.
Did I even say Prime 2?
Yep, you said Prime 2 and 3. You thought that they would both release in summer.
Well, I thought Nintendo was smart. Okay, man.
Yeah, we all thought they would release first. Here's a fun one. You said a new Nintendogs would release in summer.
I still think that game exists somewhere in the minds of Nintendo. I don't know how they haven't done a new Nintendogs.
Yeah, just bring it back. Nintenfish. I don't know. You said Luigi's Mansion 4 would release in October. I'm sure we'll come back to that.
Yeah, we'll come back to
it. You said Mario Kart would launch in November. So you got the year right. You did believe.
I did say Mario Kart would exist. So there you go. This was before we even got the teaser of Mario Kart. So shout out to me.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
So in terms of third-party games, you said Cyberpunk and Elden Ring would both release on Switch 2. Now, one of them has. The other one was meant to.
Okay. I think I deserve the full point for that one.
I give him the full point.
Because, like, no one knew Elden Ring would be revealed. It is releasing. They're not going to cancel it. So
it was supposed to be this past year. It got delayed.
Dude, if they cancel the fucking Elden Ring port, I swear to God, it's a PS4 video game.
You also fully believed in Jat. You had full faith in him because you said Ace Attorney 7 would release in 2025.
Yeah, we got nothing. Ace Attorney. They've just been porting old games. Yeah, one day, man.
So that was all your predictions, Wolf. Overall, you got some good ones. You got the cross-gen titles. You're being given Elden Ring. So there you go.
Yeah, there we go. What about the other two?
So, Bench, you said 3 first-party titles would score in the 90s.
I got
Do you know how many scored?
Wait. What did Drag X Drive get? Let's check.
A 97. So, there you go. No,
there you go. That's one.
Bench, do you know how many scored in the 90s?
Yeah.
I'm in the process of looking. I know it's at least one.
Technically 2, if we're feeling generous. It was Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
Oh, we're counting.
Donkey Kong
we're
Bonanza.
Counting that.
Well, there you go. You got 2.
Switch 2 edition not get it?
No, it got an 80 something, 88, I think, which is really curious. I want to have a look at those reviews.
Breath of the Wild.
That was the game of the year, by the way.
It's like one of the best games of all time.
I wonder if the journalists were a bit because that was when we were still a bit confused why it was being $80 and they weren't including the DLC. So maybe they docked it for that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But if you want to know, Dragon Drive actually got a 64. That is way too high. Come on, man. What did Welcome Towards?
So
I want to know that.
This is
Did any of us predict Nintendo will release a $10 tech demo?
Hang on. I think one of you came up with a weird launch game.
Okay, it got a 61. Welcome Tour got a 61. That's not a video game. I hate Nintendo fans.
Okay, we could give this one to Moon. Moon said a goofy gimmick mouse game was launch. It does have goofy gimmicks and mice in it.
It kind of uses the mouse.
Oh, I'd give that Drag X Drive for that. Yeah, I'd give him the point.
But it didn't launch. He said it would be definitely at launch.
You know what?
It was
I think a point.
I think he deserves a point for that.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we're not even keeping track of these points, but
no, we're not. So
yeah.
So this is a fun one because this seems obvious, and somehow Nintendo disappointed us. Bench said, as soon as the Switch 2 is revealed in January, the floodgates will open for third parties to show and announce their games on Switch 2.
Nope.
Well,
Nintendo, what is wrong with you?
We didn't predict that Nintendo would be super scared to give out dev kits for no fucking reason.
Yeah. This is a sad one. Bench predicted the Switch 2 UI will have a lot more personality.
God.
It has curved edges.
It has curved edges. You know what? Those sound effects are kind of personality. Give them a quarter. Give them a quarter.
He said no new consoles would release on NSO this year.
We missed that too.
Yep, we got GameCube. He said Metroid Prime 4 is a cross-gen title. Same as so he gets a point there. Yeah. He said that Pokemon Legends would be dated on Pokemon Day. Now,
I think we got a window. We didn't give.
They gave us a window. They didn't give us a date. You specifically said dated because everyone else said window.
Mm-hmm.
So
0.10.
Half point. He did say holiday, and it did release in holiday. So, you know.
Okay, said how far of a range is holiday? Okay.
The DLC released in December.
I mean,
you were not predicting DLC.
They released the
calendar year.
They released the Legend ZA product in December of 2025.
Just keep going, Jack. I can't even try to debate the. His head is getting too full after the fucking PS6 thing.
Well, he's going to get another. You're going to fill his head a bit further because he predicted Mario Kart would launch with the Switch 2.
Nailed that.
Well done, Bench.
I thought it would launch with 3D
They doubted
Mario.
you.
I really did. That was a good prediction, Bench.
Mm-hmm.
But then you said 3D Mario would release in June. Because again, you thought Mario Kart and the Switch would launch in April. So June, Mario 3D Mario, that would have been a good run, but they let us down.
They made a game better than any Mario 3D platformer. So
yeah, I mean, if you don't play video games, that's a great take.
This is an interesting one because remember, we didn't know what the C button did. Bench said the C button is a social HUD button. It would bring up your friends list, invites, etc.
Well,
it is a social HUD button, technically.
It's a voice chat button.
Yeah,
quarter. He gets a quarter.
It's a Discord.
No, you can invite people to games from. Yeah, you can invite people to games from it. I think.
Yeah,
it is a social HUD button.
Okay,
yeah,
social hub buttons aren't just voice chat. I mean, I feel like you would also have other options with them.
Listen, I get a point for that.
And I guess
we're not even keeping track. I don't know why you're fighting so hard for these points.
It's really
technically, and that button technically has like that download play feature where you can invite people who don't have the game. Sure.
So, I was up to. So Ben said the Nintendo playtest game would launch with the Switch 2. We still don't even know what that is.
Yeah,
so it could have launched with it, and we just don't know.
I have an updated prediction for that we'll talk about later.
Sweet.
Oh, okay.
You said a new Fire Emblem game would release in 2025. Obviously, that didn't happen. Oh well, actually no. You said
you know what? There was one on NSO, I think.
No. The Fire Emblem Shadows released in 2025. I think over the summer on mobile.
Oh, the mobile game?
You know what? Reverse.
That's not what you were thinking of.
He wasn't specific. You said the Zelda ports would release in November, and you did specifically say Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, not Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. I did think about giving you a point, but then you corrected yourself.
You better not be.
You said Smash Brothers would be teased for 2026. Unfortunately not.
No, we know what Sakurai's game is.
So this one you can fight about because you said a new Bravely Default game would release in the second half of 25. That is all you said on
Oh,
the
yeah.
Nintendo predictions, and then on the third-party ones later, you said that it would be Bravely Default, a new entry. It wouldn't be a remaster of 1. So,
I mean,
You get
you get half a point. I'll give you.
I'll give
Yeah.
you half a point.
You don't give yourself half a point, okay?
Damn right I can.
I mean, you said Final Fantasy VII releases on Switch 2, and technically by the time we're recording this, it has.
Yep.
You know what?
So,
Give him a point. That counts.
Because
you
no one
said
thought
Black
that
Ops
was ever being anywhere else. No
Yeah,
one
I
thought
didn't
that was
believe
leaving PlayStation.
I
He
thought
was just naming
16
his
would. I
favorite
didn't
game
think.
franchises. Don't give him too much hype.
You said Black Ops 6 would release on Switch 2 in summer. Didn't happen. And you
Yeah.
said a new Nintendo game would release every month after the console launched. This was
He's right.
correct.
He was right. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
But he didn't
They always
say
have a new game
Switch
every
2.
month.
No, because this is interesting. Do you remember what the September game was? Because it wasn't on
Kirby?
Switch.
Oh.
It was
wait.
Shadows.
Oh.
Fire Emblem Shadows.
No, he doesn't get the point. No, fuck him.
Oh, I get the
didn't
point. That's a
specify-
new Nintendo.
He didn't say the Switch 2. He just said a
New
new Nintendo game
Nintendo
would launch.
published
Really?
game.
Didn't release anything in September? What the fuck?
No,
Yeah,
it was the
that's
only
my birthday
month
month, man. That's
I guess it was
disappointing.
the direct.
Yeah.
They screwed you out of your
Yep.
birthday.
I checked the tape to see that he didn't say Switch 2, he did say Nintendo game. And Fire Emblem Shadows, god damn it counts. So that was all of Ben's predictions. I'll try and speed through these a bit faster now. So Moon, he said the Switch 2 would have a big holiday bundle. He did say that it would be a bundle that didn't exist before the holiday. So
Pokemon.
Was there? No, there was.
Yeah,
a Pokemon
yeah.
game,
Yeah, there
Yeah,
was.
fuck.
Yeah.
There was Pokemon.
there you go. He said the Goofy Gimmick Mouse game at launch. We said we'd give it. He said he believes the rumored August date for Legends, but refused to commit to it because he was. I just needed something to write down for him.
Yeah, very much
Mhm.
off.
So Jat
Oh, no.
guessed exclusive Nintendo Switch Online features for Switch 2. Correct.
Yep.
Let's go.
Nintendo DS for NSO. Incorrect.
Oh, yeah.
Incorrect.
Unfortunately.
Well,
I
incorrect
wish.
right now. Later on,
For
maybe.
sure.
Yeah.
I can't believe you made me do this, but you said a new Pokemon spin-off would be announced on Pokemon Day. I had to go and rewatch that bloody direct, and it was awful. It was just merchandise. But they did reveal Pokemon Champions, so he gets a point.
Let's go.
He said they will have a 1-2 punch with a big first-party title at launch, and then another massive title a month later. Correct.
Yep.
Yo.
A very, very casual bonus game at launch. Now, I wouldn't call Welcome Talk casual.
It's not
I would
bonus. They
call it a
charge
lot of
$10.
So I would say no.
Yeah, no.
Splatoon 4 released in September. It didn't. Here's one. You guessed a new Nintendo Warriors game would be announced in 2025. You were correct. It released as well.
Yeah.
Here's one that everyone made fun of you for. New Metroid Prime 4 would release in December. It did.
It did.
And you said Baldur's Gate 3,
called it.
Persona 3 Reload, and Call of Duty release on Switch 2. Only
Persona 3. Yeah.
Well,
So-
Baldur's Gate 3 is never coming because Larian is a bunch of stubborn babies.
Oh, no.
Oh
It's
my
not
god,
Larian.
that was not it. That was fucking
Yeah, it-
Hasbro.
Yeah, it's Hasbro that owns the
Larian.
IP.
He's still
Yeah.
mad about Tears of the Kingdom losing to Baldur's Gate 3, by the way. That's why he's all.
I
like-
am. If Jack was here, we
3
wouldn't
years
have
later,
this
hasn't
issue.
gotten over it. Bench, how do you think I felt last year? Okay, man.
Astrobot won.
No,
Yeah.
last year, 2025.
Oh well, we had to endure some heavy things on that show.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So
Is that all?
in
of them,
terms of
Jack?
points, I'm not counting them. And because most of you made more, like Bench made a lot more predictions than Jat, but Jat had a higher hit rate. So let's just
Well-
you two can fight over who won.
You won,
Bench-
Jack. I'll give
yeah.
it to you.
Oh, thank you.
As long as Wolf comes in last, we all win.
That's crazy. That was not last, by the way. Fucking Moon talked twice. Okay, I definitely go above him.
Hey, he made four predictions, Moon. So
yeah.
and to be fair, we didn't. I didn't write down every little thing that he said because some of them he was clearly just guessing. So I was trying to be generous.
Well, we ain't guessing this time. These are predictions for 2026. Let's get through them, boys. I'll start. I got a lot here. We're just gonna write down 5 of them. And then we can just speed through our accessory predictions. I'm gonna start with my favorite franchise, Pokemon. A lot of these predictions, a lot of them are kind of monkey's paws. So I thought this was a fun one. Pokemon Day announces the heavily desired re-releases of Pokemon mainline Pokemon games. It's just red, blue, and yellow. And also, they're going to disable rewind and save states. I think the reason it has taken so long is because they don't want people to rewind or save state for some fucking reason for these Game Boy games. So they're just gonna say, hey, when these come out, you cannot rewind, you cannot save state or do anything of that sort. These are effectively you're playing them on a Game Boy. I think the Pokemon Company is really weird. I think they're gonna do this because it is the 30th anniversary, so they kind of want something hype, and this is to them exciting. I wish they would release more than just red, blue, and yellow. They're just going to re-release red, blue, and yellow because that's the monkey's paw for this company.
Are they compatible with Pokemon Home?
You know what? Because they disable rewind and save states, I would say yeah. I'm not going to write that as my prediction, but I do think that is the case. Okay. Who wants to go next? Let's go, Jack.
Okay, I'm going to start a bit safe. And I'm going to say Super Smash Brothers Ultimate Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. Because why would they say Deluxe? Because they want to disappoint us. They'll just say Nintendo Switch 2 Edition because they want to ruin that title. And here's my prediction. It's going to run at 120 frames per second.
Damn.
Ooh.
At 4K?
I don't know. Probably not.
No funny games can do well.
It's going to be 1080.
For Switch 2 editions, if they're going to call it that, there is normally a new piece of content. What is that piece of content?
I think they add 3 new characters. I'm going to say 3. I'm going to guess 3.
Oh.
And then they will update it in 2031 because it's Nintendo and they will do the Mario Kart Deluxe thing where they just don't update
3 characters, name them.
So you
don't
think
make me name them as well.
Yeah, it's
a prediction.
Wait, Jackson. So you think we're getting
I'll predict one of them with
Crash, Master Chief,
I won't write it
and
Leon?
Pokemon.
Yes. Yeah. That's
you gotta
true.
have one lame character.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do my grand prediction. I don't know if it's released this year, but it is announced because I think the 30th anniversary of Zelda is coming up, right? Or is it 35th?
It's 40th. 40th.
Okay. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Reimagined is announced. It is a ground up. It's not like the 3DS remake. It is a full reimagining of Ocarina of Time. It follows it has the same dungeons, although the dungeons will be expanded in a way that they don't feel quite as archaic. And the world is expanded. It's not like full on Breath of the Wild exploration, but it takes some of those hints of that DNA to make it a bigger game, a meatier game on top of it follows the same beats in the story and the time traveling, but it is a reimagined experience, going back to the roots. Yes.
Just want to write that down.
And this is like Donkey Kong. It's not this isn't going to be a third party with the IP. This is a splinter team of Nintendo from the Zelda team working on this, supervised by Aonuma. This is the Zelda team. It could be a smaller part of that team working for this, maybe experimenting with some new visual tech on the Switch 2, the Switch 2 exclusive. But that is announced this year. Hesitant to say release, but it is announced because it could still be 2 years away from what we know.
Sounds okay. That makes sense. I was of the mind, Ocarina of Time reimagining. I'm also in that band that it does exist. Now Jack's gonna be upset. God forbid Jack gets upset. You think they cancel it for Jack's sake?
No.
I'm biting my tongue. He called Ocarina of Time's dungeons archaic.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't believe it.
I didn't mean. Okay, listen. My more so.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tears of the Kingdom's dungeons are so much better than Ocarina of Time's. And
no, I wasn't calling them archaic in terms of like the items that you get, the dungeon items, and I'm talking more so like visual design. I guess
I think
some of them are better than others.
What you're trying to say is they're just going to expand the dungeons. They're going to make them a lot bigger and more different.
And they're going to look like the water dungeons. Not going to look bad and play bad. Like they're going to be better. They're going to look better. They're going to have better.
No, Jack. See, that's where I go against you, man. Don't gasp there. That fucking dungeon sucks.
The atmosphere in that dungeon is fantastic.
Yeah, but then playing it, you're just switching water levels and your fuck ass boots every 5 seconds.
But like it is going
to any other way.
Follow the beat to beat plot points of like the time travel, go back and forth, all those things. Maybe they have like
what you're saying. It's basically a new game, so not a problem there. It's effectively a new game instead of a remake, like Jack hates so much, huh, Jack?
So, which is the bigger deal? Zelda's 40th anniversary or Ocarina of Time's 30th anniversary? Because that's 2028.
I think together they form this game. So
you think it's announced this year and releases in 2028?
It could release anywhere from this holiday to sometime in 2028. But I think because of the anniversary and to kind of garner like that big Zelda hype for Switch 2, they announced it this year.
See, as much as it pains me, they probably will announce a Zelda game at some point soon, because they always do this, and then we have to wait an entire generation because they hate me.
Zelda is the one franchise that they like announcing pretty early.
Yeah,
but I personal thoughts is maybe this is the next game from the Zelda team, that full force of that team on this game. However,
there's a mainline Zelda game being done.
That's why, but I still think it's from. I think it's from that team. I think this is a game that they're getting a lot of the old heads back for, kind of like what they did.
Crazy.
I mean, they're all like 60 now, so. But I think
it's so funny to say the old heads, and it's like the most legendary game designers of all time.
Yeah. Like, I think they're bringing back a lot of those core people in a smaller team, but it is like we know Nintendo like licensed out the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask 3DS games. They're not doing that with this one.
Yeah, what it sounds like, Bench, God, I can never pronounce his name. Fujibayashi and his team, like that's the Tears of the Kingdom team. That team split up, and like Fujibayashi probably has his own team working on the next 3D Zelda, and Aonuma is kind of handling this Ocarina of Time remake.
Yes, and I think this is like.
That makes sense.
There won't be like 120 shrines, but there will be an equivalent to kind of like a shrine-like dungeon. The world is going to be a lot bigger, I think. You're not just going to have the small Hyrule field. Like this is going to be like almost a new game. However, it is going to be the bones of Ocarina of Time structure and story, and it'll be voice acted. I will put that in.
Oh, you're gonna think voice acting? I could see that, yeah.
I think I don't know if they because I think there's gonna be more side content, more side quests. I don't know if they go like full cinematic route, which I think they could do, especially if the movie is based on Ocarina of Time.
That's a big wrench. I think the movie being like most likely based on Ocarina of Time. That's kind of my prediction with that movie. I think that is why they're doing an Ocarina of Time remake if it does exist.
Well, I think it's just the perfect storm. You've got the movie, you've got the both anniversaries. These people are getting older, so if they want to do this, they got to do it now. It's like with FF7 remake, how that came to be. It's like we're all getting old. If we're gonna do it, we got to do it now and do it because we want to do it right.
Man, I was starting to get a little bit sold on the idea. Like 2028 would make some sense if the team split off in 2023 after finishing Pollen Tears of the Kingdom. But then you said voice acting, and now I refuse to believe this is real, because if they ruin Ocarina of Time with voice acting, I'm going to be furious.
I mean, you can play the original.
He kind of got you. He kind of got you, Jack.
Look, the worst part about Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is the voice acting. I'm sure that they are talented voice actors. It is abysmal.
I disagree. I think Zelda's voice acting is great
Jack?
in that game.
You know what you got to do, Jack? Put it in Japanese. There you go. Be a weeb.
I don't like that either. It doesn't sound right. People said German works. I don't want to listen to it German.
I didn't say German. Where did German come from?
No, people say that works very well for the tone, but I'm not going to listen to it German.
But I really hope this is real. That all my ideas come to fruition, because this could be the next 99 game. It just could be.
It's just not. It's just very un-Nintendo. Like, what was the last game they did this for? Apart from a bad game, they've done it for a bad game before.
This is Ocarina of Time, and they. So
I think that's a great point. Is like if they were going to do it with any game, it'd be Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think the fact is like Ocarina of Time is very much a game that's like very much playable. It's still an amazing video game. And I think Nintendo just wants to say, we want to go back to that game that really brought people to our system and this ecosystem and redefine the way games were played. And we want to try to redefine the way games are played again with this reimagining of it. I think they'd be interested in that, and especially if it's like probably Anuma's last game.
Undecided is I'm unsure if they're going to use the engine. I don't think they'll like do all the physics stuff, but I'm talking from a visual perspective. But
3D art.
Yeah, I think they go in a different direction. I think they're going to choose the more realistic look that I think Zelda has lacked in recent years. That's my personal opinion.
All right. Shoutouts. Metro always adds so many addendums that I gotta throw on. Real quick, before we get to Jack's first prediction, Jack, I just want to circle back to the Switch 2 edition of Smash Ultimate. I was thinking about this. You think they add like extra modes and stuff, and with that, World of Light, maybe they do a World of Light too. Maybe they expand it.
I'm gonna be honest. I barely even thought about the extra content. I put myself on the spot by even saying 3 characters.
All right, fair enough.
I mean, an expanded story mode would go hard. I just don't want to expect too much from little Sakurai because he's a busy boy. He needs his time off.
He's busy. He's an old guy,
He made Kirby Air Riders.
I wonder if like Sakurai isn't working on that Smash Ultimate Switch 2 edition, and it's like he has a team that's on.
I mean, Smash Ultimate, he didn't get to train anyone up because he was too busy getting it all out.
Yeah, true.
This, if he was making DLC, in theory, for DLC though, he could start, maybe giving someone a hand.
What if these 3 characters are in the next Smash and they're kind of backporting them?
That's okay.
Oh, you mean like
they're kind of teases.
I just don't think you're getting a new Smash this generation. I don't think we're getting a new generation.
I originally I believed maybe no new Smash this generation, but it sold 30 million copies. They're going to have a sequel. Hell or high water.
Like, they made Mario Kart 8 and never made a sequel to it on the Switch. This is just Nintendo being wild.
True, but Ultimate, like the thing with Mario Kart is it kept selling. Smash has hit pretty much a wall. It sells maybe 1 or 2 million new units a year, but it
still sells.
But not like in the way that Mario Kart. For not how Mario Kart sells.
Yeah, but it never sells like Mario Kart sells. Even if they made a new one, it wouldn't.
It still sell another 25, 30 million units.
This is true. I'm predicting Nintendo is wild, and my current prediction is that we don't get one this gen.
Don't write that down. Predicting Nintendo is wild is a good prediction.
Yeah, actually write that one down, because then I'm guaranteed a win.
Yeah, Nintendo does some weird shit. That's a free space. Jat, let's get to your first prediction.
Yeah, how's it going, guys? So yes, I'm thinking, okay, someone pick for me. Do you want to hear a safe one or a very left field one?
It's your choice, man. Whatever you
go.
Maybe safe first.
Safe, so because someone isn't going to take your other one.
Okay. So I'm piggybacking off Wolf and making a Pokemon prediction as well. You can lock this in. Friday, February 27th, we're getting that 30th Pokemon Presents for 30th anniversary, and we are getting the next gen. Was it Gen 10 now? We're on.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting those games. It is gonna still be mid, but still sells 10 million copies out in probably late October, just before GTA 6. Like the consumers. like the hardcore people are going to buy both, but it's still very different audiences with their own mass appeals, and it's going to be a cross gen because like the Switch one has such a big player base, you don't want to miss out on that. And here's my thing, because Nintendo did this with the 3DS games, where it was like the Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, where it ran like dog shit on 3DS, but on the new 3DS systems, it ran fine. So it's gonna be the same situation, where it's gonna run like dog shit on the Switch 1, but it'll run really good on the Switch 2.
And this is specifically for Gen 10?
Yes.
So Pokemon Gen 10 comes out, it's on both consoles, but the Switch 1 version runs like shit, Switch 2 version runs great.
Exactly, and sells 10 million, yeah.
Yep. I actually have a differing prediction for Gen 10. Gen 10, they've taken that.
Do you want this to be set in stone?
Yes, set in stone. Lock it in. Yeah.
No. I meant for bench because he's talking about Gen 10.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I have a counter prediction for Gen 10. Gen 10, they've taken that extra year for Gen 10. I think has helped them. It's going to be one of the best Pokemon games in a long while. It is going to be Switch 2 exclusive. It is going to be. It's going to run great on Switch 2, and people are going to love it.
Okay. I put something kind of similar to Gen 10. I'm not going to set it in stone, but I put Pokemon Gen 10 will be substantially better than previous Pokemon games since the 3DS era. General consensus will be that it's still ugly. I don't think this game's going to look good, but I do think it will be considered a much better game.
Also, Pokemon,
I think it could happen.
I think they've taken a full extra year with this game, and I think they're moving up hardware. So even if it wasn't specifically built for Switch 2, it having that extra power will help. I think, and we've kind of gotten a little peek behind the curtain about Scarlet and Violet's performance. I do think they are more aware of the reception of it than maybe it had seemed at launch. And I think going forward, they are choosing to make that not happen again.
I hope so. I hope that's the case, but who knows with this company? It is so funny that, like, the thought is, will it run well for the biggest media franchise in the world?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Bench, you got 2 predictions. You cut the line. So let me go to my second prediction. Man, I got a lot here. You know what? Let's talk about my beloved Mario Kart World, the game I'd never complain about. Mario Kart World DLC plans revealed. It's going to be a booster course pass style release. So like kind of like 4 tracks or a couple cups. How many cups were per booster course pass? Do you guys remember? It was like 2 courses, right?
It was 2, yeah, 2. And it went up span of like 2 years.
Yeah,
it was 2 cups per pass, right?
Exactly.
Wave.
Yeah.
So it'll be 6 waves. Yeah, booster course pass style release with 6 waves. First 3 are free with the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass. And I think this is kind of their way of saying, listen, guys, you didn't like the $80 Mario Kart World. I understand. Here, you can have the first 3 for free with your subscription. I think it'll be a case of Nintendo kind of admitting fault, but also not really. So it makes the most sense to me for them to say half of the DLC will be free, half of the you still need to pay.
So do you think we get updates for this for like 2 years, I guess you're saying?
Yeah, you will get it for a while. This will be like kind of their way of saying like you will be getting Mario Kart World tracks for the next couple years, like this year and next. And I assume it'll also get updated past that, but this is kind of like the first booster course pass.
Characters as well, right?
Yeah, characters as well. Yeah, the same way they did in 80.
How are they implementing these in the open world?
New island. It's basically just going to be like a new island separated off, and that's kind of how they introduce. So like if each wave is like 2 cups, so that's about 8 tracks total, it'll be 8 tracks on like kind of a small island. And like let's say it's like, oh, this is Donkey Kong Island, and it's just like 8 Donkey Kong tracks, that kind of thing. So they'll be also kind of similarly created. And also I assume they're going to have retro tracks included as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's really funny, guys. I want to just behind the scenes. I'm writing down all these predictions. Nintendo predictions are way more complicated to write down than the Xbox ones, comparatively. So I am like very slow on typing all these. So sorry if I just go absolutely mute for a couple seconds.
Jack, let's hear your next prediction.
So this is similar to one of Bench's last year. However, it's going to be the opposite. Only one original Nintendo game this year reviews in the 90s.
Interesting. Only one.
Only
Prediction
one.
on what
No,
it is.
and Switch 2 editions do not count.
Stone.
Switch 2 editions don't count. This is original.
This part isn't set in stone, but if you were a betting person, what would you bet on being the highest rated Nintendo game this year?
Pokemon. It's Pokemon. Just say it, man. It's Pokemon Pokopia.
Honestly, Bench, the game that I would bet on reviewing the highest this year, if it comes out, is a new Monolith Soft game.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think
was going to be one of my small predictions.
That's true. So, I think Fire Emblem could get a 92, though.
Yeah, Fire Emblem.
I don't think this one's going to be as good as Three Houses. That's just me. They haven't said whether Koei Tecmo's helping this time, and like I don't know if Nintendo can be trusted to make a sequel to a game that Koei Tecmo helped co-develop, and I think Koei Tecmo's the reason that game slapped so hard.
I think my argument for Fire Emblem is Three Houses was knocked down a few points, Ben, or Jack, because it was very ugly. So I think Three Houses already, from what we see in the trailers, it looks substantially better.
To be honest, I don't even know what Three Houses got. Again, this is just a guess based on like nothing. But if I would guess, yeah, like that's one of my bonus predictions. A new Monolith Soft game will release in like December, and it will be a 90 something. So,
want me to write that down?
Yeah, why not? Just for the fun of it.
Okay.
I think it at least gets. I think it gets announced this year. I don't know if it released. I could see first half.
I was going to say announced instead of released, but now I'm just winging it. It'll be funnier to laugh.
Released in December, you said?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. By the way, still haven't finished writing down my Mario Kart prediction. So you guys are fast. I respect how fast this is. So hey, shout outs.
I was trying not to add anything additional onto that one, so you could just easily write down
I like the additional
one Nintendo game reviews in the 90s, and you don't have to write anything additional. But no, now I'm going wild.
It's okay. No, dude, I like writing these down.
I do think it's too soon for a Monolith Soft game to release, but this on it'll be funny.
It's cool. I like it. So you want that to be your third prediction, or you want it to be addendum for your second?
Put it as an addendum for my second.
Okay. All right.
Then I don't have to worry as hard. It doesn't look as bad if it's wrong.
Yeah, I get it. All right. I like that prediction. It makes sense. I think it also just shows critics are anti-Nintendo. I'm gonna say it. They don't want fun ideas. They want Ubisoft games. I'm sorry, I'm being anti-Ubisoft.
Yeah, critics famously love Ubisoft.
I'm just talking out my ass right now. Okay, that was your second prediction, Jack. Bench already said his second, so we're gonna go to Jat. Jat, what's your second?
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Now look, do you remember that many games with Switch that have like what is it that HD Rumble or whatever, like how 1-2 Switch had it where you can it feels like marbles. Yeah.
Like barely any.
Exactly, it's a gimmick everyone's gonna forget about, including the IR sensor. The mouse is gonna be that, but they're gonna have a big game to try really flex it, and that game I think is gonna come out this year. Mario Maker 3. I think Mario Maker 3. Wow. Yeah, I think that's making a comeback. And that's going to be their September game because Super Mario Brothers came out. It's actually like kind of on my birthday, September 13th, 1985. So I think it'll be a mid-September game to commemorate that anniversary.
To commemorate your birthday.
Yeah, to commemorate my birthday, exactly.
I like that prediction. They need a mouse game. Mario Maker is by far the game to really show off the capability of the mouse mode. Way better than Dragon Drive. Oh my god, that game came out last year. And I don't know. Yeah, it seems about time for a Mario Maker. Dude, I would kill for a Mario Maker 3 right now, honestly. I want to be able to make levels in a way that isn't the way it is in Mario Maker 2. And it feels like Mario Maker 2 came and went in such a way that's like, come on, guys, try again with Mario Maker 3.
Yeah, and it was weird that they had 3D World in Mario Maker before 3D World came on Switch. And also, I just remembered, oh yeah, right, they had that 3DS port. It was atrocious, but I think this one, I hope they have more stuff like Mario Land or actually no wonder they can definitely do water stuff in this. Add some talking flowers to your levels. Yeah, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that. I also, it's like it makes sense to have a Mario game in general this year. It feels weird if it's just Mario Tennis.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So-
Well, let me go to my third prediction. Let me see here. I got some fun ones. I got some weird ones. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go with this one. More key figureheads will leave Nintendo. And the big one I'm betting on is Yoshio Sakamoto, who, if you know, is the producer of the Metroid series. If you remember, he was the one who kind of very much spearheaded Famicom Detective Club, the Emio game, which I know a lot of people are really into.
Yeah.
I think that was effectively his. I think that was effectively his passion project. That was the game he really wanted to get off, and I think he was kind of there for Metroid Prime 4. Was he in the credits? I don't know actually, but I think he did everything he really wanted to at Nintendo. I think this is the year he's going to leave, and I do think in general, like we saw some stories. I didn't add them, but there was another one, like a big producer for the Mario Kart series. A lot more key figureheads are leaving Nintendo in general because they're in their 60s. It's about time for retirement for a lot of them. And I'm gonna say Sakamoto is gonna be one of them.
Okay.
What do you think of that, Jack? I know you're a Nintendo like person, like the people in Nintendo nerd like me.
I hear that and it just makes me sad because it's just like, yeah, you're probably right. And I'm just like, oh my god, the old guard. We can't let them go, otherwise we end up with games like Mario Kart World, and no one wants that. I'm kidding.
Okay, listen.
No, but you're probably right. Yeah. I don't know if it's definitely Sakamoto, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get like one massive departure this year.
Mm-hmm. Like I could see like even to the point of like Anuma. It's like they're all in their 60s. They're all reaching that point. Though Miyamoto very much is like he's there. So
I mean,
granted,
it sounds wild, but even like Furukawa, he's been president for a while now. I know it doesn't feel like it, but he has been president the entire Switch generation. So it's like
Shintaro Furukawa does. It seems like he would. I don't think he would be like an Iwata style. Like he's there for like 11 years. Like I think it would be like not the craziest thing if he left too.
Yeah, and like
he's still. I mean, Furukawa is still pretty young.
Yeah, I suppose. And like I keep thinking he's recent, but he's not. So I'm like trying like not to let that distract me. But it's not. Yeah, it's possible. So no, I think you're onto something there.
Yeah, which will suck. It will suck, but it's also like you know what, you did enough, and like they clearly have trained these people. I mean, Fujibayashi directed Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and those are like two of the best games ever made. So I think like at least like Zelda will be in good hands.
Does he have an heir apparent for Metroid? I'm not really sure.
Sorry,
does he have an heir apparent for Metroid?
I mean, it's Mercury's team, really.
And yeah, but like, because there's obviously someone at Nintendo who always oversees these outsourced projects. I was just wondering if he had trained someone up, if we know.
There are people within that like EPD. What was it? EPD2 is the producer area. I bet there's like people he's worked with in the past that work on Metroid.
Yeah, I'm just like scanning my brain for like credits, and I can't think of any.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. I'm very curious. I'm going to be very much on the pulse when it comes to these key figureheads because it does. Mm-hmm. It seems like it's going to be the last generation of Nintendo console for a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Jack, let me hear your number 3.
I was going to say this one for last, but it might be funny. I think Nintendo shows up at the Game Awards with a trailer for something. I haven't decided what. I'm going to be vague, but I am going to say that they show up with an actual trailer, not a advertisement, an actual trailer for like maybe not an announcement for like gameplay or something for a big 2026 title. I think the new Nintendo president, while she doesn't have much power in Nintendo, she does have power in Nintendo of America, and I think that maybe her and Keighley work something out because like. The Nintendo stopped showing stuff when Doug Bowser was president. Like before that, Reggie had stuff shown. So maybe I don't know. It's more of a guess than anything, but I think it could happen.
Yeah, that's fair. Especially if they have like they've shown Zelda at the Game Awards. Especially if they have announced that and want to get like first look. It's all very possible.
I was expecting to get clowned on. This is good.
No,
He's too busy
I'll
writing
clown on
down.
you. I had to come back in a second. What's it called? I don't think Nintendo cares about the Game Awards really. Like even with the new president, as you said,
I mean,
I'm just
but the
not in the
viewer rising
mind that.
every single year. Eventually, they have to care a little bit.
But they have directs. That's kind of.
This
I
is
think
true.
that's how it works. Is that the new president comes up. It's like, hey, we should show a trailer at the Game Awards. We should be involved with Keighley in some way. Furukawa and like the rest of the team there, it's like, why would we? We have directs. Do them at the Nintendo Direct, not this show that like we just don't really have any reason to show stuff off there. I see the possibility, Jack. I hope so. I want Nintendo to show stuff at the Game Awards again. Because they were always by far the best reveals. It was at the Nintendo stuff at the Game Awards.
Yeah, and I mean, it wasn't like they had reveals most times. It was like they would show games deeper. So that is kind of what I'm predicting.
Yeah.
I'm not predicting like a massive first-party title.
When Smash rolls back up again. When Smash rolls up again, that's when we see them at the Game Awards again.
Yeah, well, 2030 then.
Yeah, it'll be a while. That's exactly what I mean. Bench, what's your third prediction?
In October we get Luigi's Mansion 4. It's announced.
Yep, I have the same.
And
me too.
It's a big step up. I think visually we're gonna be surprised. It wouldn't shock me if this is one of the first games Nintendo attempts ray tracing. I think it's very possible that it has some form of ray tracing in it, or some advanced technology like ray tracing, DLSS, or both. And I also think we're going to see a Luigi's Mansion 3 free update sometime this year. 4K 60. It's going to look crisp, going to look better. Luigi's Mansion, they go out for this year.
Makes sense. It is around that time for Next Level's next game. Or the next level. And yeah, it was rumored a while back, like Luigi's Mansion 4 is in development, which like unsurprising. Look at how well Luigi's Mansion 3 did. Yeah, no, that's a great prediction. That's one that I put down as well. I also think it's October. Because, I mean, come on, for a Luigi's Mansion game, it's got to be October. And it is around that time after Mario Strikers Battle League, which was Next Level as well. That's about 4 years from now, so it seems about time for a new Luigi's Mansion.
I'm going to have a prediction on the setting for this Luigi's Mansion game, and that I just came up with. It is going to be on a haunted cruise ship.
I was just about to say cruise ship. Fuck yeah.
It's going to be a haunted cruise ship. Along the way, you will also stop upon several islands that are inhabited by ghosts.
That sounds fucking
The ray tracing would go hard on that.
From the hotel.
And I do think this is the first Nintendo game with ray tracing. Luigi's Mansion 3 is still the best looking game on Switch. Next Level are Wizards when it comes to visual fidelity, and I think this is a crack that they want to take on this, and it's going to look gorgeous.
Yeah, I think that's probably the prediction I agree with the most. I am of the mind as like Luigi's Mansion 4 does exist, and I love the idea of a haunted cruise ship. That just sounds like the best place to kind of go with that formula.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're saying all this. We're just gonna get Ring Fit Adventure 2, guys. That's their.
I mean, it was a high seller. It would be a good game on Switch 2. I think it's next year.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm with you there. Jat, what's your number 3 prediction?
Okay, so I think we're getting, in some way, it's going to be kind of underwhelming for some, but I think Star Fox is going to make a comeback. It's just going to be the remaster of Assault. It's not going to be a new game or anything. And,
so it's like wait, Star Fox Assault on NSO or like a full-on remaster that you buy in store?
I think it's a remaster because I remember about hearing some rumor like a couple of years back, and then everyone just kind of forgot about it. So I think they just kind of have it saved in the back and are just waiting to release it. And it's going to be one version. Switch 2 is just going to have a patch. And yeah, I think that, and then that's all we'll ever get for Star Fox on this Switch.
That'd be insane. I mean,
yeah,
I'm of the mind Star Fox does come back. I don't think it's going to be that. I didn't write this down. I was thinking about it. It's like I actually think it's probably going to be Star Fox 99, kind of like F-Zero 99, where they just have like an online version of Star Fox. Just as a test bed, see how the franchise will come back. I'm not going to write that down, but that was just something I thought about. I don't know, John.
A remaster of Star Fox Assault is so insane to me when you have GameCube NSO. Just put it on there. Like, you don't need to like sell it to me for $60. Like, that's insane. But also, that's Nintendo, so I wouldn't be shocked. Yeah, no, that's a good prediction. I do think Star Fox, we could get like a reveal of whatever happens with that franchise soon, but I don't know about this year at least. Star Fox is neat. It would be cool if it came back, but I just don't know yet. Let's do my number 4 prediction. Let me pull out the list. All right, let me throw this. At least 5 of these 10 Switch 2 ports will be announced this year. I'm gonna name 10 games. I only get the point if I get 5 of them. Understand?
5 exactly.
5, at least 5.
Okay.
Yeah, not 5 exactly. Yeah, at least 5 of these. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and these are just announced. It doesn't need a release, just announced. FF7 Rebirth, Dark Souls 3, Clair Obscur, Red Dead 2, Starfield, a PlayStation first-party game, Doom: The Dark Ages, Metaphor ReFantazio, Metal Gear Solid Delta, Silent Hill 2 Remake. I think 5 of those at least will get announced.
Kinda on the back of Dark Souls 3, a smaller prediction is I think in the next year we hear about the suite of FromSoft backlog coming to Switch 2.
Yeah, that's kind of what like I was putting Dark Souls 3 for, is that here's my prediction, man. I think because Dark Souls Remastered is already on Switch, I think it's like, oh, you get Dark Souls 1 and we'll bring in Dark Souls 3. They'll just skip 2. They just won't release 2 on maybe Sekiro as well. But just skip
that's
2,
the thing.
Which sucks. 2's good.
I think they all count. I don't know about all this year, but I think you're going to see the suite of FromSoft games come to Switch 2. I think especially with that first-party partnership, I think that strengthened a bond that maybe wasn't exactly there to begin with, to where they want to put their games on Nintendo.
Yeah, Jack just sent me an article. And this is why I was predicting Rebirth, Jack, because I know for a fact like Hamaguchi has talked a lot about Rebirth to Switch 2. And I think is like by the end of this year we'll at least hear about Rebirth is coming to Switch 2, like in an official capacity. Because it's like, dude, have you guys seen how well Remake is selling on Switch 2? Like,
yeah,
they very much want this thing on Switch 2 as quickly as possible, especially with how much they like to complain about Final Fantasy sales figures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nate's original leak all along was 2025 for Remake, 2026 for Rebirth. So unless stuff got pushed because of the delay for Remake, this sounds pretty fair safe.
Mm-hmm.
Jack, let's hear your 4th prediction while I write all this down. Because my predictions are really big, and that means a lot of writing.
Could they squeeze this in this year? Probably not, but it could be fun. No, I'm going to save that one. I'm going to save that one. This is probably a boring one, but Nintendo hasn't done it yet. I think NSO gets a price increase. Specifically, I think the lower tier gets a price increase.
Oh.
Not necessarily.
I would have thought the higher tier.
I did think the higher tier, but the gap between the 2 tiers is so massive that I could see them just increase the price of the lower tier to push people to the higher tier.
Do you think it could do like 20 to 25? That way it's half?
Yeah, or maybe just like 23, but definitely push it, because I think there's probably a lot of Nintendo who higher tier, because I mean, unless you're really interested in playing the old games, you're not really getting that much. Like, it is great, but especially when you're paying for Nintendo Online and the online services are the same across both, so it's also like, well, I might as well go for the lower tier, because it's not like they're going to give me better online in the higher tier. But yeah. I think obviously everything's going up in price this year. Whether they put the hardware up or not is like still up in the air. I could definitely see a world in which they do, but they've never increased the price of the Nintendo Switch Online, and I do think increasing the price of the lower tier would make a lot of sense from a business strategy.
I'll ask you this, Jack. Would you still get this point if like they did it just in Japan or something? It's like, oh, we're gonna increase it just in Japan. Because I think you would, but like I'm curious how you think about that. Like, what if they just stick it to a specific region?
That's a good point, but I'm going to say I only get the point if they do it in the US.
Hell yeah, even you understand US #1. Let's go.
I was going to say like the US and Europe, but the US deserves the price increase. This is all their fault anyway.
Okay, well, listen. All right, okay. Can't disagree, can't disagree. Yeah, no, I think it's very possible. I'm of the mind that it would be the higher tier just because they added GameCube. But like you said, I mean, like most people are in the lower tier, so maybe there's like, we might as well get a few extra bucks out of them.
Yeah, and full also, fairness, that's me speculating.
Would account for the tariffs.
Yeah, that is me speculating. Like, maybe more people are in the higher tier than I expect. But if I was to guess, you would assume that most. I could definitely see like a world in which they put up the price of the lower tier and then maybe put up the price of the family plan, so less people can throw themselves into that. Because like me, I'm in the family plan just for the lower tier because it is cheaper, especially if you can find another few people who want Nintendo Switch Online. I could definitely see, like, obviously Xbox tried to induce a family plan and then they were just like, why are we bothering? We don't actually need to do this. I could definitely see a world in which Nintendo just gets rid of it entirely or just puts the price up a bit.
I see it. Yeah. Bench, what about you, number 4?
I'm going to list a couple Switch 2 editions and free updates that I think will happen. And if I get 2 or more right, then I'm right. I get the point. So I think Three Houses gets an update, and I think the Xenoblade Trilogy plus X gets Switch 2 free updates, and I think Pikmin 4 gets a Switch 2 edition launching in July.
Okay, hang on. I got a lot to write down. Okay, so you think for free updates, it's Three Houses...
And the Xenoblade Trilogy plus X, all free updates.
Games. And then Pikmin 3?
Pikmin 4 Switch 2 edition launching in July.
Oh, okay. Okay, and then Pikmin 4 Switch 2 edition. Okay.
Let's go.
I hope so for the Pikmin 4. I mean...
I want to play it. I'm holding out.
I put down kind of something similar. I put for Switch 2 editions, like the big ones, Xenoblade games, Splatoon 3, Pikmin 4. And then Switch 2 patches, I put Age of Calamity, Three Houses, Luigi's Mansion 3, which you mentioned earlier. So we're on the same wavelength there. And this is Hopium is Astral Chain. I just want that game to run well so I can play it because I cannot play an action game at 30 FPS. So that's like a Hopium one. But yeah, I think that's kind of how I feel. I see that for sure. I think Xenoblade without question. Because I think Monolith is very much very heavily tech focused. And I think they're like, yo, these games need to run better. We want more people to play them. We need them to run better. Get some more advertising, and probably for whatever their next game is, get more eyes on it.
Real quick, do you believe that Pikmin 3 Deluxe is getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition like the leaks?
I wrote that down. I don't know for sure. It just feels weird, but like it's very possible.
It is, but do you think that would impact their plans for Pikmin 4? Or do you think they're just releasing both because they might as well? Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, I think they do them together. Jet, I want to hear your number 4.
All right, let's go. What have we got written? Okay, so let's go with okay. So I don't think this is coming out this year. Just to be clear, I think we're gonna get a reveal for it. It's gonna be a tease, and I think that we're gonna see another Paper Mario, and it's gonna it's gonna be a brand new game because I mean they remastered the one before. Yeah, I think it is actually only because they made all these assets right for Thousand Year Door. Like it feels more than a remaster where like everything is just kind of actually like it's a proper remake. Like everything was just made, and why would you not want to reuse those? Like if it looks as good as that, then I think that we can see something good. And the only thing I'm skeptical on is if it's gonna have actual characters, like character depth, like Thousand Year Door, because
not the fucking toads, like it's an actual character. Like Goombella.
I think it would. I think they wouldn't have released Thousand Year Door if they were against it anymore. And I think they kind of need tiptoed into it with the one before that, Origami King, which I did enjoy. So I think they're back in on RPG Paper Mario.
Do you want
That's
me to
their most
assume that it's an
successful.
RPG, Jet?
Oh,
Do you want me to
I
say
think yeah.
that it's an RPG?
Yes, RPG yeah, RPG. They're not gonna do any dumb what do you call it? Like the dumb mechanics like the other ones. It's gonna be RPG. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. I want a new Paper Mario so badly. It's one of my favorite RPG franchises. So any chance of that would be so exciting for me.
Yeah, it's also their most successful Mario RPG franchise.
Yeah, by far in sales for sure. Yes, without question. And it's their best. All right. I have so my fifth prediction. I have some very funny ones. I have some that I believe in. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with this one. Animal Crossing is revealed this year, but the release date is spring next year.
That was going to be my final one.
Was it? Damn, I'm sorry.
No, cool. I've got backups. I've got backups.
Yeah, you got backups. Okay.
Wait.
Okay. I'm of the mind that they've been working on this game for a long time. It's been sitting there for a while, and I know we just got the patch for New Horizons, but my thought process of that patch was, hey, here's some Animal Crossing to whet your appetite for the new game. And we're going to reveal it most likely in the Summer Direct. Get ready for it next year. And I was of the mind that would probably be this year, but it seems like that's not the case because of the Switch 2 version. So I assume it's like, okay, they're probably getting it ready for next year. I hope it's the case because, oh my God, I've been craving a new Animal Crossing game and I do not like New Horizons. So I'm like, give me something new. I'm ready. And Jack, I mean, clearly you believe in that.
Yeah, basically the exact thing that you just said. I fully believed it would be this year, and then the update has kind of thrown me off a little bit. I also think that they kind of have a good lineup for this year if all of our guest games come out. And I think an Animal Crossing game would go very hard in spring next year.
Oh, yeah. Animal Crossing is like a spring-summer game. You don't want it a holiday.
Either way, if it's not 2027, someone needs to speak to Nintendo because they need Animal Crossing out.
Dude, I'm dying, man. I need a new Animal Crossing.
Listen,
I want to be on that fuck-ass island.
Might I introduce you to Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream, out in April this year.
That's true. You know what? You're right. I like talking to the animals, though. I like when they tell me about their day. That's why I like Animal Crossing, to be honest. But, I mean, hey, Tomodachi Life, that's the same thing. So you're right. I was thinking about this. It's like, what is, like, the gimmick of the next Animal Crossing? I don't want to write this down in stone, but, like, I feel like it's going to be, like, back in the city, like in City Folk, but, like, it's fully expanded. Like, oh, you can, like, set up, like, your town is effectively like a suburban, or not suburban, but like a block in a city. And like you can kind of like build around it and you're like almost like a real estate developer. I feel like that's like the next evolution from the deserted island. And I feel like they do want some type of gimmick for whatever this is. Jack, I want to hear your number 5 prediction.
Okay.
Since I stole yours.
It's fine. I don't know if this could release this year, especially with how many we're getting. You know what? I'm gonna cut to it being revealed this year. Nintendo Switch Sports Resort.
Damn.
Maybe not called that, but Nintendo Switch Sports sequel is what I'm predicting.
Nintendo Switch Sports sequel. I mean, that's very possible. You think reveal and release?
I did, but now I've like made a little calendar in my mind of all the Nintendo games that we know are coming and the ones that are probably coming, and it's just like I don't know if it could squeeze in because like I definitely think it's revealed. I think it's revealed.
I'll put reveal.
Yeah, I mean like maybe even like February next year, so like really early in the year. But I'm just gonna say revealed. I'm not gonna commit to released because I'm a coward.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, listen, it would make sense. I don't know which team specifically does Switch Sports. Listen. I'm just gonna say this: get rid of the fuck ass avatars. Okay, go back to Mii's. Clearly, people like the Mii's more. You saw that with Tomodachi Life. I hope they don't do these weird ass sports mates. And it's like, no, actually, we're going back to Mii's, and it looks way cooler. But yeah, it is about that time because like the last one was 2022. So yeah, that sounds awesome. I'd be down for that.
I think that team is actually working on the MMO playtest thing, so that could throw a problem into it. But I think the Switch 2 needs a casual game like that. I know it has Mario Kart, but just something a little because like even the Switch 1 had like 1-2 Switch. Like it was bad, but it existed. The Switch 2 just doesn't really have that. And I do think it needs it, especially in like the second full year of its release. I don't know, it just makes sense. So
I totally agree. Yeah. It's like one of those things you talk it out. It's like, wait, this does make sense for this year.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, hell, maybe they just bring back Labo and I'm wrong, and that's what that team's working on. Apart from
That's the thing with Nintendo predictions. We're doing all this. It's like, actually, Labo is the holiday game. See you guys then. It's like, well, damn, okay. Bench, what's your number 5 prediction? Last one.
This is one that we will find out about within the next month, and it's that Mario Tennis Fever will be the best Nintendo Mario sports game in the last 15 years. It will be hailed. It will be people will love it. It will surpass expectations.
Crazy.
And it will have an extensive DLC roadmap throughout at least the next year. I think the preview event that people are currently kind of teasing it being at is for Mario Tennis, and I think we're going to get the first taste whenever people come from those previews, really loving the game. I think the single player will be a hit. It will be more expansive than people think. And I think the content the game launches with, as they kind of already marketing it as, is not some bare bones scrap that we've gotten throughout the Nintendo and 3DS and Wii U life cycle. It is going to be big. It's going to be better. People are going to love it. And I think several of us will pick it up due to just on word of mouth alone. And we will not regret that purchase.
It won't be a 6 out of 10. It will be a 7 out of 10. Is what you're saying.
I think like 8.5. I think it will score in the 80s.
I could see a world in which you're right, Bench, and that it does really well. Like at launches, it gets all these high reviews, and then the second that they announce DLC, everyone just turns on it so fast, and they're just like, "Nope, we refuse to play this anymore. This is a bad game."
I don't know, because I think the game's launching with almost 40 characters, so many modes, a campaign. I think any DLC will just be seen as additive, but I do think we get new courts, modes, characters for DLC over the next year.
Do you think it's paid?
And I think no, I think this is all free, but I think it's still a good amount of DLC content. I don't think you're getting like little handouts. I think whenever there's a drop, it's going to do good. But I think people are really going to love this game. I'm not like
I do think
penciling in as I'm not penciling in as a day one right now, but I think with FOMO, I could buy this day one. I think people are going to really enjoy it.
$70.
I think people are going to really love it. I think $70 is going to be the only hang-up in reviews. No, because I don't think enough people
are going to play it. Will Bop like it?
That is the question.
Does he like the old Mario Tennis games?
He likes Mario sports. He was really mad about golf. I know that.
He's a golf fan. So
okay, but also that golf game was bad.
Yes, but I think it boils down to is if Bop had an affinity towards the older Mario sports games. Because I think a lot of the old, I think it's going to garner back to the Mario like GBA ones that are held in such high regard. I think this is going to be a return to form. This could all be wishful thinking, but we're going to find out soon. But I think this is one that it's going to catch people by surprise. Because at its reveal, everyone read it off like, oh, well, I guess for me, I'm not going to play Switch until like March when Pokepia comes out, which I think will also be well received and have DLC throughout the year. But I think people are going to really just like, oh, I might need to jump on this Mario Tennis game because of reviews and kind of them pumping out content at like every other month kind of case. I think it's going to be a game that catches us all by surprise.
It could happen. Crazier things have happened. Jap, number 5, final prediction.
Okay, number 5. Yes. Okay, so here's something I'm going to say. I think we're going to get. Okay, I'd say at least one of these big games is going to be coming to Switch 2, the third-party games. So let's put Clair Obscur on there. Red Dead 2, and okay, and I'll go with sure. We'll put Witcher 3. Switch 2 edition. It's gonna be separate from the base one, and they'll probably give like an upgrade path, but like it's gonna be its own thing. So I'd say at least one of those is going to be on Switch 2.
I can't believe you didn't say
Claire
Metaphor.
Obscure, Witcher 3 Switch 2 edition, and sorry, what was the last one, Jack?
Red Dead. Yeah, Red Dead 2. Yeah.
And what were you saying, Jack?
I'm just surprised you didn't say Metaphor, Jack. You've been hyping that up in the Discord.
I'm okay. So I'm on the fence because on one hand, I think that could happen. On the other hand, this is fucking Atlas. They would rather wait another year, re-release it with some more story content, sell it to you for sell it to you
right.
again. So
That's all true. This is Atlas. It's a debate if they even reveal Persona 6 this year.
Well, I hear it's coming out.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I like that prediction. Just a safe one, but I respect it. I know those do make sense to be revealed. Let's real quick run through our final predictions that we just have saved up. Not gonna set in stone, but just ones that accessories. This one I was very tempted to put out. Dusk Bloods will come out in August and have good online. It will come out. It will prove the haters wrong. Wait, actually, the online is pretty smooth. It's not like kicking me out. It's like pretty, not like stuttery or anything. Like it's like, wait, they actually like paid attention and made sure the online was good this time. I don't know if I fully believe it, but I want to believe it. So that's kind of why I wrote it down. I'm like, I want to believe this is real.
About Dusk Bloods.
I was gonna say I have a Dusk Bloods one as well.
Oh, here we go.
Mine's
okay. Well, we'll get to you two later. What's it called? I also put out Anuma comes out for the Zelda 40th anniversary, reveals Twilight Princess HD, not Wind Waker, just Twilight Princess.
Yep, that would be so funny, and they would probably do it.
Yep, it also says to stay tuned for what's next, and shows the teaser for the Ocarina of Time remake, which is 2027. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, they would just redo Twilight Princess, but not Wind Waker. That does make sense in my head. I also threw out there will be no more $80 games revealed this year. I think for all of Nintendo's faults, I think they do kind of listen, and I think they did see the ridiculous, very fairly justified because it was stupid, but they saw the outcry against the $80 games. And I think the Switch 2 editions with like the DLC, those will still be $80 because that's like, oh, well, the DLC is $20 on top of that. But I think for like full price, like a Mario Kart World situation, like Pokemon, I don't think is $80 and whatnot. I think they kind of understand is like people are not ready for $80 games yet. Until GTA 6, we'll see. And then I already said the Pokemon Gen 10 thing. I'm gonna say Switch 2 key cards will not only continue to be a thing, but be increased in reveals. People will give up on being annoyed about it. That's just a thing of like I feel like we're just gonna be like, yeah, that's it. And then I already put that. Yeah, and that's it for everything in my predictions. Jack, you want to just real quick run through them?
Yeah, so I will just quickly open with my Dusk Bloods prediction. So mine is that it will release in October, and it will run better than everyone is expecting. It will run way better. However, the online will be abysmal. So the kind of the opposite of what you said.
There it is. I mean, listen, I think that's very possible. I'll say that.
I do think Nintendo will be helping, because Nintendo are known to help some selective third parties, and I do think that Nintendo,
they have a close relationship with FromSoft, clearly.
Yeah, like Elden Ring, it's clear FromSoft was trying to do that on their own, and they've done badly, and that's why they delayed it. But I think Dusk Bloods, Nintendo is keeping an eye on this. They are going to help, and I do think they will get it running very well, if possible.
Yeah. At the very least.
So, my other prediction. Go on.
My thing with Dusk Blood specifically is, I'm worried about its gameplay cycle, because it's the next game directed by Miyazaki. And listen, I'm all on the train now, which we'll get to later. But I'm worried about its PvE, all how the game's structured.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ben. As like
in the lore and storytelling,
I was thinking about all that, Bench, and then I really thought about it. I watched the trailer again. I was thinking about it. I'm like, why should I doubt Miyazaki? Like, even despite all that, it's like, yeah, it's fair to go in with those reservations, totally. But I'm also like, I don't know if I'm like going in like with low expectations because it's like Miyazaki has only put out 9s and 10s for me. Like I don't know if he really has it in him to put out like a mediocre video game. So I'm going in with trust on Miyazaki purely.
Do we obviously we'll get to third party stuff next week, but do we think this is taking away from their bigger project? Because he's directing this.
No, because I think this is the big project. I think because Miyazaki's directing this.
So you think this is their big post Elden Ring project,
I don't think it's their
Elden
big. No, I don't think it's their Elden.
That's what I'm asking.
Okay, I think they have a bigger project. I don't think it's taken away from it though, because they work on multiple projects at once. They were working on Elden Ring at the same time as Sekiro, and guess what? Both games are 10. So
that's true.
Yeah. So
would you be more excited? Would you be significantly more excited for Dustbloods if it was releasing on all platforms?
Yeah, because I don't have to deal with the Nintendo Online. That's kind of
I did wonder
like I'm worried about that part specifically, but also I'm like, I gotta put faith in my guy. All right, it's just I gotta put faith.
Yeah, because just if looking from the outside, if I was to guess, this will be like most people will like this more than Night Rain. However, the online will drag it down, possibly below Night Rain. So it's like it's going to be like really conflicted to watch from the outside.
Yeah, right. Jack, you know what? You're playing a FromSoft game this year. I'm forcing you. Fuck it. You're playing one of them.
You know what? I've been really looking at Deracine? And I'm going to play that one.
Kingsfield. I'm going to play Kingsfield.
I've got to play them all in order. Well.
Oh my god. You know! Whatever. Continue.
Okay. Bench, I'm curious at your feedback on this one, but I know we need to go fast, so be quick. Final Fantasy XIV, it's going to Switch 2 this year.
No.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with
that. Okay, good feedback.
I think that's
next one.
I think that's a next year thing due to new expansion stuff coming out this year.
Yeah, true.
It'd be good timing. This is a stupid one, but it would be one that I would be extremely excited about. They use Nintendo Music smartly, and they put a game on, a soundtrack on Nintendo Music at the same time that they release a game. Is it possible to imagine? I know, because Nintendo just seems to want to wait and release games from 7 years ago. But they're going to do it because they're doing one game.
They're doing it for the little. They're doing the little highlight albums for new games now. That's their deal with new games.
What'd be the funniest thing? Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. They're going to drop the soundtrack for that at the exact same time as the game. The crowd goes well.
Speaking about Yoshi, that gets delayed to summer instead of spring. Early summer, but early June, but not.
I think that's their May game.
Man, you keep taking over Jack's predictions. Let the man talk.
I know, man. Yeah, I think Yoshi's the May game, but that's fine. And this one's boring because it's been leaked, but Planet Robobot has to be this year. Has to be. It has to be this year.
Yeah, you have to imagine. You have to be imagine.
I think Nate said May last year, and it didn't release. So I'm going to say May this year.
Yeah. Because they seem to want to have a new Kirby game every year. They like having Kirby every year now, so that makes sense.
Yeah, and we got 2 last year. We got DLC and Switch 2 version for Forgotten Land and Air Riders. So yeah, that's my interesting ones. Move
on. Bench, what's your 5? Or your last ones? Just real quick.
Pokepia is very good. Surprisingly, it's kind of like that type of game for the year that everyone falls in love with. It's been leaked, but they have an extensive DLC roadmap for it. Every quarter, there's a new paid DLC. That's like $5. Fire Emblem is a Game of the Year contender. It's the best Nintendo game that releases this year, if Ocarina of Time doesn't come out. Nothing on Splatoon Raiders this year. Quiet on that front.
Oh, you think it gets delayed?
I just don't think they mention it. I don't think they'd say it's delayed because they never gave it a 2026 window.
Yeah, technically, you're right, yeah.
The Game Freak game is announced next week at the Partner Direct. I forgot the name off the top of my head, but that's announced.
Beast of Reincarnation.
Yep, that's announced for Switch 2, coming day and date. It's assumed that Nintendo's network test has been shelved. Nothing ever comes of it.
Oh, interesting.
All the cloud games, Kingdom Hearts, Resident Evil, Control, get native ports later this year. With Control,
Resident Evil's already getting those, so yeah.
Yeah, with Control Resonant announced to come to Switch 2 in 2027. It misses the day one date. It just 2027. It's coming.
Well, the
Monolith
game's coming out in 2027 as well.
I thought no, that's this year. I think.
No. It's for my fantasy critic. It needs to come out next year.
Okay. Well, whatever year it comes out, it's the next year.
Okay.
Smash gets an update. I think it's just 4K. I'm not bought into the Switch 2 edition. Nothing on 3D Mario. And then, yeah, like I said, Yoshi kind of just delayed like a month or two. That pushes it from that spring window.
Gotcha.
The first Mario Kart Booster Pass is shadow dropped.
Oh, yeah. I could see that for sure. It's just like, it's out now. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Nice. I respect a lot of those predictions. Chat, you got any last ones you want to throw out?
Yeah, I think that just last one. I think Nintendo EPD, specifically the game, the devs that make like Clubhouse games, Game Builder Garage. I think they're gonna have some weird shit this year as well, like something.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah. I'm sorry.
Is that it?
Yeah, other than that, yeah, I'm thinking this is gonna be like an okay year for Switch. I'm not really
Okay, yeah. Kind of like
seeing much.
2018 for Switch 1. Yeah, where it's like you
Yeah.
had one really big headline game and then a lot of just like, okay, that was cool. I could see that for sure. All right. Well, Nintendo 2026 predictions in the book. We're gonna open this book back up in 2027. That is a real year. That's going to be happening soon. Holy shit! But otherwise, that's it for Nintendo predictions. I'm excited. I always get excited about what Nintendo's gonna do because you just never know. They're just gonna throw some crazy shit out there, and I think it's gonna be a pretty interesting year to monitor, all things considered. But with that,
Can I
let's talk real quick.
sorry.
I'm sorry, Jack. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, this is slightly off topic, but I've just been remembering. In the September Nintendo Direct, they had an entire Mario section for the anniversary because Mario was released in September. Obviously, I think Zelda was released in February. So this next month, we're not going to get a Zelda section unless we get a Zelda-specific Direct. So maybe bench it onto something. Just throwing that out there.
The Zelda Direct could happen. That's a great point, actually.
They show the movie, they show the ports, they show the Ocarina of Time remaster.
Wait,
It'd be
hang
great.
You're cooking. That's a good point.
Sorry, it just
We'll
hit me
see.
then. I'm like, are we not going to get a Zelda section for the anniversary? Maybe they didn't do anything this year, and we all just get heartbroken.
Just wait till June.
Yeah,
they're
I
weird with
suppose.
that. Who knows?
My apologies.
Anyways, let's get real. No, totally. I that's a great way to add it and kind of ad lib it. We'll see. But end of month, we'll definitely know what Nintendo's. Well, we'll not definitely know, but we'll know more about Nintendo's plans this year at least, and it will just be Ring Fit Adventure 2 or something. Which, hey, I mean, I'd be interested in that. That first game's awesome. Let's talk very quickly about what we've been playing because we are running a bit long. I played High Guard. You know, I'd had to. It's just okay. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just okay. It's fine. A lot of different ideas. They recently added today a 5v5 mode, which is literally what the game needed because 3v3 just sucks for a game with maps that big. But otherwise, it's a really cool game with a lot of great ideas and a lot of fun shooting, but just so much bullshit, so much crap in it that's just overstuffed. I want to talk more extensively probably with Bob because he's been playing it too, maybe next week, but we'll see what happens there. It's just overall kind of a whatever experience. I don't know how long the game's got really. I hope for Jeff's sake it goes on because man was fighting for it. But otherwise, just kind of an okay game. If you guys want to talk real quick about what you've been playing.
Yeah, I played 30 hours of Bloodborne in a week. I beat Bloodborne in a week.
Oh,
yeah. Last year was a weird year for games for me. I only had like 3 or 4 games that truly spoke to me in a way that I think I've had 10 plus years prior. So I was kind of fading on gaming there for a while, and going into 2026, I hope to have a better start, and Bloodborne delivered. It was easily one of the best games I've ever played. I think Wolf helped that experience, talking about lore and DMs and stuff, kind of just made it that much better of an experience. And just Bloodborne made me appreciate FromSoft in a way that I didn't before, and that I plan to play the Dark Souls trilogy and do a full like lore run of Elden Ring this year, this time with the DLC. Just everything about gaming in Bloodborne, it feels reinvigorated due to this last week. And so shout outs to Miyazaki and his fucked up brain for making Bloodborne.
Fucked up brain indeed. I'm glad you really liked it though. That is a game I was very worried about. I'm like, will he dig it? Because it's very personal to me. I love that game more than anything. It's in my top 10, but I'm glad it resonated with you. It's a one of a kind experience, and one that maybe one day I'll get a 60 FPS version.
One day.
One day. But otherwise, I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Slice of Gaming Podcast. Sorry we had to rush near the end. I had an appointment, that's why. But otherwise, I had a lot of fun. I love talking about Nintendo. I love just a whole episode of Nintendo predictions. And I think we brought in some really fun stuff. And I am excited that I think out of all the prediction specials, I feel like we'll be the most wrong with Nintendo because you just can't predict them. They do whatever the fuck they want. But otherwise, I had a ton of fun. We'll see if Bench can continue his streak because he's kind of cooking with the PlayStation predictions so far.
Yep.
So will the streak continue? We'll see. Otherwise, thank you for joining me, Bench. Thank you for joining me, Jack. Thank you for joining me, Jat. Had a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun talking. I think we're going to head out. If you guys want to find us, YouTube, Spotify, every other podcast platform. Follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky at Slice of Gaming. With that, I think we're going to head out. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
All right. Good night.
Luigi and the Haunted Cruise Ship.